Our ancestors lived in a world very different from our own. A world where behind every bush, a predator could be waiting for them. The slightest snap of a branch could mean trouble. To fight or to flee was instinctual and prepared us for moments like this. It sounds stressful thinking about it, but these incidences happened acutely and didn't typically pervade our every waking minute. What happens when our ancient threat detection system gets immersed in the world that we face today? When it comes to managing stress, we all have default methods that we lean into, but there are definitely some techniques that are more effective than others. Knowing not only what type of stress affects you the most, but also how you should manage your stress is what's going to be able to help you to feel your best and recover even better. So in this video, we're going to talk about understanding your deep health assessment and where stress is affecting you the most. We'll also touch on forms of escape versus approach techniques for stress management and what the best long-term solutions are for when dealing with whatever's bothering. So we need to understand our deep health assessment. Sometimes we have a really great grasp on what's causing the most stress in our lives, but it often can come as a surprise or not be exactly what you think it is. When you develop awareness of the different dimensions of your health, that is your deep health and the stress that is intertwined within each of those dimensions. You're better able to pinpoint the sources of stress in any given time frame. To do this, look at the wheel with the 6 deep health components and rank or draw out how stressful each aspect of your health is right now. Alternatively, if you need further guidance and understanding, you can fill out the deep health assessment and questionnaire, which will ask you a series of questions about each dimension and give you an overall score. The areas with the lowest scores correlate with which dimensions are currently most stressful to you. I will include a link in the description below to help you with the deep health assessment for yourself. Now that you have some answers to which direction your stress is coming from the most, you can start to strategize ways to better manage that stress. There are lots of great ways to manage stress and recover so that you feel better, but not all solutions are created equal and will depend on your sources of stress. Sometimes a hard workout at the gym is just what you need to reduce mental and emotional stress, but if you're already dealing with a lot of physical and environmental stress, the additional strain on your body in crowded, loud gym may not help you to adequately recharge. Should you run or should you stand and fight? When most of us face stressors in our lives, just like our cave-dwelling ancestors, we turn to one of 2 solutions to cope with it. We either choose to escape from them in ways that allow us to avoid what we're dealing with, or we can approach and work at handling it directly. Usually avoidant techniques feel like an easy short-term solution, and sometimes they can be constructive. If it allows you to get a step back, to get better perspective, or find a place of safety to start from before dealing with whatever we're facing. Ultimately though, the more that we practice and use approach solutions, the stronger our resilience to stress and ability to manage it will be. So how do you practice approach solutions to your stress? If this isn't your default method of stress management and you tend to avoid anything that feels threatening, it will help to start slowly with anything that's not too intimidating for you. If mental stress is affecting you because you've been putting off having a conversation with your boss about something important that needs to change, this might be much harder if you're not already used to approaching and handling your stressors directly. Maybe in this case, depending on the timeline, you could start by approaching mental stress through a meditation technique to get control of your thoughts and even practice visualization of the crucial conversation that you may need to have. That way you can build up more resilience before tackling those bigger stressors. And we can do this for every type of stress that we face. There are approach and avoidance techniques in every dimension of deep health. And if you're trying to do a complete reboot on your system because stress seems to be coming from every direction, you should try floating. Float therapy is one of my favorite recovery methods and uniquely effective at reducing stress because of how it can help us to recharge in all 6 aspects of our deep health. The quiet and dark comfort of the float tank eliminates environmental and physical stress while also allowing us to go deeply within to approach and work on our mental, emotional, and existential stressors. And the solitude of the float tank is also the perfect reset for social stress. So if you haven't tried floating before, or it's been a while since your last float and you're feeling stress build up again, I can't recommend floating enough. This video is part of a bigger stress management and deep health series. If you haven't already watched the video that's on the 6 dimensions of deep health, this will help you to go into further detail on what those dimensions are and what they're made of. So thank you for watching the video, and until the next one, find your flow.